He goes, they just pulled a sheet. Just my cheek was out. Then they pulled it down and you could almost see my balls. Hello, welcome to Middle-Aged Millennial MILF Podcast, also known as MAMM Podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Strickland. I'm here to share with you my trip to the Maldives. So, MAMM and the Maldives, because it was on my bucket list, so fuck yeah, I'm going to share it. So it all came about over a year ago. My husband messaged me at work and he goes, I found this resort. It's $6,000 or $5,000 for 6 nights. It's all inclusive. It's all this. I go, book it. And he goes, you didn't even ask where it was. I go, sounds good to me. It's our 15-year wedding anniversary. And it was the Maldives. And I had always wanted to go to the Maldives because I wanted to be famous. And when you read about it, it was like, yeah, the famous people go to Maldives and like the rich people. And it was very elite. And I am not rich or elite, so I want to pretend. So he booked, it's all inclusive, this brand new resort. And then since he's an author, he spends so much money advertising. And then it gets paid off with the books. So we earn a lot of points, but we're not accruing the debt. So we had enough points to get business class and first class, because it is like 24 hours worth of travel. So we were really trying to make the whole thing an experience, so it wasn't like, oh, well, we had to travel for 2 days, but then we had 6 days in the Maldives. We wanted the whole thing to just be fun. So we also were both a little paranoid and we were worried about missing our trip to Doha because that's long, all that. So we flew into Dallas the day before we were supposed to leave. And it was awesome. We had the best Lyft driver. You're going to hear about the worst Lyft driver because it also started with the best. This man was there. He was dressed in a suit. His place smelled amazing. And he was telling us how his granddaughter and daughter live with them and how he's seeing her. It was amazing. So glad. Then we get to the airport, and I always get stopped in security. Every time I get stopped. I always have something in my bag. I don't know. And this time I was like, no, I'm not going to get stopped. I made sure all my liquids, I got all that out. And they're like, take it. So this guy takes it and he pulls out, I had these Sweet Tart candy ropes and he pulled it out and laughed. And I go, oh shit. I didn't think about how that would look like. I didn't say the B word. I didn't say bomb because I didn't want to get tackled by TSA because I'm a 9/11 kid and I take that shit very seriously. So I was like, I'm so sorry. He's like, they're delicious. My wife loves them, and we were cracking up because he had to swab them and it was just hilarious. And I had an open pack. I go, do you want to take that for your wife? He's like, no, we're cutting back. So my husband's like, of course you got stopped for candy bomb. Also, our bag was 10 pounds overweight and that really freaked him out. But I had an extra bag. I was like, we're fine. Not a big deal. So we get on the domestic flight and this is just, economy. We didn't go first class. It's from Phoenix to Dallas. It's 2.5 hours. Wish we did first class because kitty corner to us, there was some fucking jackass on speakerphone, which also, let me tell you, people being assholes on speakerphone was also kind of a theme of the whole trip, but we'll get to that later. So he's talking and he's like, you can be a jack of all trades and master of none. It's all twisted up. And he was he had this fucking handlebar mustache and he was so loud and douchey. And he's like, it's a faith-based corporation. And our CEO, Skylar, no offense to anyone named Skylar. I have a friend named Skylar. I love him to death. Would I want a CEO named Skylar? I personally wouldn't. And when I saw a picture of this douchebag, I doubly didn't want it. So he's talking about, it was called Rise Up Kings. I kept calling it Kings Rise Up because I just say things wrong sometimes. So it was Rise Up Kings. And it's this MLM where you learn how to be a man with the 4 pillars, whether it's working out with your wife, your faith, and your job. And it was just such everything that I hate in this world was tied up in this bullshit multi-level marketing scheme. And I would bet good money somehow this thing is a multi-level marketing scheme because also MLMs are huge in religious circles. And I'm not being a bitch. It's just the truth because they'll fall for anything. Okay, that was bitchy. But that's just facts that they are in it. So then we looked it up and it was we got to the hotel. We were at the Hyatt in the airport, which it is, it was great actually. And we're looking it up, and my husband stops me. He goes, Sarah, look at this. And it said, oh, Queens Rise Up was started by Jessica Lewis. So we used to have a neighbor named Jessica Lewis who is crazy and joined a cult. And she had an exorcism on her foster kid. I have told the story. You guys have heard the story. So crazy fucking exorcist lady. And she's religious. So I'm like, oh my God, did she start Queens Rise Up? No, it was a different Jessica Lewis. But it was like how to take care of your man, take care of your body, like be a stay-at-home mom. Like it was just, again, everything that I hate in this world. Everything I hate about America and this world was summed up with fucking rise up kings and rise up queens. Like, go fuck yourself, you fucking assholes. So that was our trip there. And so I was just like filming this guy. Like, I was so happy. There's like a crying baby, but I was like, whatever. So we get to the Hyatt. We love it. We had like a suite. It was really nice. We got some food. Like, it was shocking how good the food was, because we're like, well, we'll just eat in the hotel. There's not really options. Like, because Dallas airport sucks ass also, I might add. The only thing before security is like vending machines. So we were stuck with the Hyatt. But the food was great. I got like this guacamole, and we got a Caesar salad that we split, but they put actual anchovies on it. And I've been having trouble with meat lately. Like, I've been having a moral quandary. I like the taste of it, but we bought these rotisserie chickens. I was like, yeah, we're going to buy these and have meat and stuff. And I'm just tearing it apart. And I was so disgusted. I was like, I am tearing apart a carcass, ripping its bones. Like, I had to stop and was like, I don't think I can do this. And then like even picking up the anchovy, like, meat is flesh to me now, and I'm just having a hard time. Drew loved the anchovies and said that will be his new snack. And that he's like, people eat sardines. Why can't I eat anchovies? I'm like, oh, more power to you. I don't want to eat flesh right now. But the best part about the Hyatt is they're like, we have a pool. We have a pool. It's on the ceiling or whatever, the roof. It was the most bullshit pool you've ever seen. Like, seriously, it was such bullshit. We didn't use it. So we had to wait all day. Our flight, we got in, we stayed, we ate. Our flight was not until like 10 o'clock at night the next night. So we had to check out of our room. So we just basically squatted in the lobby restaurant until we could take our flight. So finally we go down there, and there's a line for economy, and there's a line for first class and business class, which clearly we were in business class. So we got in that line, and it was like some fucking old people at the front of it, but they met their soul friend. Like, I don't know, their suitcases were up there, but they were back here. They were having a tear. This was their buddy. I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. I just wanted them to move up because we had people behind us that were running into the economy line. So people couldn't tell what was what, but grandma and grandpa, they met their soul friend. So it was just fuck all of us. And okay, it was kind of not embarrassing, but it was a little uncomfortable because if you looked at the business class line, we were all white. Everyone who was in economy was not white. And I felt really bad and almost like I don't want them to think poorly of me. Like, I'm one of the gang, like, whatever. We just had points. And we started talking to the people behind us, and because I'm like, do you want me to ask them to move up? Because they're like crouched with the people. Like, fucking, I cannot stand oblivious ass people. Like, fucking, we are all citizens of this world. We all have to interact here. So maybe realize and have a little goddamn decency. Read the room. Move your ass up, grandma. You can talk to your soul friend later. So we're talking to them, and they're like, oh yeah, no, he had this big thing. I thought it was golf clubs because, Arizona, I'm used to that. And they go, oh no, that's guns. And I was like, what? Guns? And they're like, yeah, we're all going safari hunting in Tanzania. So were the people we were talking to. Here's a rant. I hate guns. I just do. I don't like them. I didn't grow up with them. Guns kill people. And don't give me this bullshit about, oh, you need to know. And no, go fuck yourself. Guns kill people. Guns are used to kill people in a bad way a lot more than they're used in a good way, I might add. But safari, like I understand and can respect a hunter. You're like, I'm going to go kill this deer. He's going to give me food. They thank him for it. You've used all the parts. More power to you. Way better than big farming. I'm not going to fight you on that. But going to shoot a goddamn elephant so you can get a fucking boner for the first time in 20 years, you're disgusting. If you enjoy killing things, do you hear what I'm saying? If you enjoy killing things, there's definitely something wrong with you. I don't care whose life it is. I don't care if it's Ella the elephant. She has every right to a life just like you do, Paul. But you want to show your buddies your big dick, which if you're shooting elephants to show off, you all have tiny cocks and you know it. You're all premature ejaculators and you all have tiny cocks. All of you big game hunters. Prove me wrong. So I have a problem with it. Like beginning to the hint, all of my beliefs and stuff. I just don't. So I was like, oh, it was tough because I liked them, but I didn't like this guy. So we get through and we're like, all right. And we're going down to the gate. And then it disappeared. Well, first off, we're in line and Drew goes, oh my God, it got pushed back to 12:30. We're supposed to board at 9 or 10. I'm sorry. But it was saying it was on time everywhere else. So I was like, okay, well, let's just go for it. So we go down to the gate and there's people waiting. He's like, I don't really want to wait there. So I'm like, well, let's go walk around. And then we realize it's not on the monitor anymore. So all of us are standing around. And then we ran into the hunters, the Tanzania hunters, and they're like, yeah, I don't know. It's not showing up. So I'm just sitting there like staring at the board. And this woman comes over to me. She goes, you look very intent. I'm like, I am convinced it's going to come back up here. It was here before. Like I had looked at it. I saw it. We went down to the gate and then it was gone. I was like a detective. I'm like, I know it was here. And she's like, you seem to be really, I'm like, I know. So then she was our buddy because this is what I do. So then Tanzania hunters and this lady, we're all figuring it out. So they're like, no, we moved gates. So we moved gates. We still have like 3 hours. Nothing's open in the airport but a 7-Eleven. Because also earlier I saw a guy with a big gulp and I was like, how the fuck did he get a big gulp in the airport? It's so weird. But no, it was the 7-Eleven and that was all that's open. So I said, okay, I'll go get food. Like I'm antsy. I'll bring back stuff. So I went and got myself a big gulp and it was like the long line because nothing else was open. And I put in my earbuds because I had chatty salesmen behind me and I was like, I don't need to talk about this line. And then I also just kept adding stuff. I was like, Muddy Buddies. Oh, I got cookies for Drew. Like I got this whole huge haul and I'm like, here we go. We're waiting. And it just kept getting delayed. And it was so late. And we finally boarded at like 12:30. But when the plane pulled up, I was in shock because I've only flown domestic. So seeing this big ass plane and these big ass engines. And I was like, oh my God, look at how big those are. Like I was like a little kid and Drew's like, that's what they all look like. I was like, no, they fucking don't. Like that engine would suck my ass. Like it's huge. So we finally get on the plane. Like, yes, gonna do this business class. If you haven't flown business class and you have the chance, please do. So we were in the middle. So we had a little pod, that was the two of us. And it's lay flat seats. You have a screen. It was Qatar Airways. They were amazing. Could not recommend them enough. They're like, here, do you want our signature drink? And we got the signature drink. And they give you like this little diptyque kit. And here's the funny part. Drew went to the bathroom. And he's like, oh, it's a face spray. There's a face spray in there. And we opened it up. And I didn't read the bottle. I just go, oh, this must be a mini. So I sprayed it on my face. And I was like, why does this feel weird? It was perfume. We figured that out later. I put perfume on my face. It was pretty fucking embarrassing. But I don't like the smell of stuff. So we got into our pajamas. And I was like, okay, we're going to sleep. It was like a 15-hour flight. And you hear that and you're like, that's going to be awful. But it's fun because it's like you're a little kid again. Because I don't sit and watch a lot of TV. I don't have time. I'm a mom. We sit down and watch an hour of TV a night. So I was like, this is but I just get to sit here and watch movies and have people come and bring me snacks and soda whenever I want. They turned my seat into a bed. Like I get a pillow. It was like getting to be a kid in the best way. Not in the shitty, like your parents don't listen to you, but like in the, oh, I'm getting taken care of way. And I slept on the plane. Everything was fine. Like, I just loved it. and we got to be, like Drew and Sarah, not mom and dad, and having to worry about people. So, and they had this appetizer sampler that was amazing, which it's, of course, I love the fancy mozzarella sticks and the wings, and I can't remember what the third thing was. And then it was all messy. And then Drew goes, oh, she doesn't get up from sandwich much. So we quoted Josh. So thank you for that, Josh. That will be forever. And also, my mom's apparently pissed you called her Cruella. I'm pissed you didn't call her a cunt, because that's what she is. But whatever. That's a different story for what's going on right now. So they cleaned, like they said, they cleaned up after me. And then, but the plane was delayed and Drew was stressed the fuck out. And he kept asking because we had like a 3-hour layover in Doha. So he was like, there's this amazing lounge. And he was showing me videos and like, you can take a bubble bath there. And it was like, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, cool. So it was so delayed. We were not going to get to do that. Like we were running from the plane and they're like, you need to go through transfers. I was like, we need to talk to somebody because we need to hit our plane. So he just told us to go up to our gate, which I think technically we should have gone through transfers. But hey, we were like running. And then such assholes. Everyone's waiting in line and we're like, boop, because they have all these like a special first class line. So we just like ran up and got in. And let me tell you, there was a bitch that was looking at me like, who is this bitch? And I was like, this is a bitch in first class. Have fun in economy. Okay, that's who this bitch is. And first class, like I thought business class, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it was like a little apartment. We're in the middle, like our thing goes down. And first class here, it was like an aisle, and then he was by the window and I was here. But you could go have dinner together. There were little seats. And on this one, there was caviar. So I got to try caviar. And it was amazing. Like it was, they're just so like, okay, I thought the pilot came over to introduce himself to me and I was like, oh my God, in first class, the pilot comes over? It was a male flight attendant. He was dressed like a pilot. So I was kind of embarrassed. I'm going to admit that. Then they gave me olives and I love olives, but they only had 6 olives for every person. So I couldn't get any extra ones. And that's okay. Like I wasn't going to sleep. It was a 4.5-hour flight. So I wasn't going to get on my clothes or anything because we did change into pajamas on the Doha flight because it was 15 hours. So I was like, I don't want my clothes to get wrinkly and dirty. I know how I eat. So let me wear these free pajamas. And it's so funny because the business class pajamas and the first class pajamas, there was a difference. The first class pajamas were actually nicer. They felt better, all that stuff. The diptyque kit, better in first class. Like they are bringing you food nonstop in first and business class. Like it is a pain in the ass to get some pretzels and a soda on a domestic flight. This was, here's your 4-course meal. When do you want your dinner? When you get dinner, a small meal and breakfast on the long flight. And even on the 4.5-hour flight, we got breakfast and dinner. So they had caviar. So we decided to try it. And I have to say, it wasn't bad. I don't know that I would sit and eat there because I also got in my head about what it was. But if you didn't tell me and I just ate it, it was like salty yum. Like, all right. I understand the caviar, which good. I don't have a shit palate. So we, like, also our time, like, we were in an airport. We were in an airplane, no sunlight. Like, I couldn't tell you what fucking day it was. I couldn't tell you what time it was. So we were really worried about the jet lag. But we landed in the Maldives, and so Maldives was far and away the most epic, nicest, like it was first class all the way. We got off that plane. There was somebody there. Hey, Sarah and Drew. Yep, come on over here. And he was helping us. He got our luggage. We got right on a little boat. He took a picture by it was said, Maldives, welcome to the Maldives. There's a little sign. He's like, let's take a picture. He took our picture for us and it said like Maldives, the greatest place in the world to visit, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. So I was like, all right, here we go. 2025. Let's see. And you put on the little life jacket and they had like Wi-Fi on the boat and it's like a 15-minute boat ride. And it's just unreal how beautiful it is. You have to see it. And even pictures don't do it service. And when you're looking at it and then you look at the picture on your phone and you're still there, you're like, whatever. Yeah. The minute that you leave and you're not looking at that landscape all the time, it looks like a postcard. It looked like you were living in heaven. So we pulled up and they're like, okay, Anna comes out. Anna, I hope you're listening because Anna, I fucking love you. You were amazing. So Anna was like, we can't get you checked in till 2. I think we got there like 9 in the morning or 10. So we're like, well, can we hang out by the pool? She's like, I don't care. Yeah, go ahead. And it wasn't a very full resort. So they had these like cabanas, like it was a bed, like it was nice. And you could just go sit in them. So we were able to squat in this casita and use the pool and buy food at the pool until our room was ready. But then we started like crashing. We were doing good. And I was like, all right, let's eat this food. And then we got the room and we went to dinner and the food. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. So we get the room and we meditate and I took a little nap and I realized, I was like, I am so fucking tired. We were supposed to have dinner, I think at 7. And I started to get up and I put on a dress. I go, because first, okay, sorry guys, I'm a hot mess. We get to the room and we realize that there is down pillows and down everything. And we are highly allergic to down. We had told Anna that when we got there. So they had 5 hours to de-down. Sorry, Anna. Speaking truth, this happened. So we were irritated about that. We're tired. They're not coming to trade it out. And so I finally messaged her. I go, can we just get room service? I am really not happy right now. Like, I don't want to leave this. Like, all of that seems like too much. I don't want to put on my makeup. Like, all of it. I can't do it. And so she came and she's like, I'm really sorry. The down was my fault. And I will absolutely get you room, sir. Your food in the room. Like, I'll take care of it. And we were like, Anna, we're sorry. We have been traveling for 24 hours and we've been kind of an asshole right now. So we all like hugged it and we were all on the same page. And it was like, all right, Anna, everybody makes mistakes. I was a bitch. You had the down. No problem. We're in paradise. So the next day, we basically were just hanging out in paradise. So the next day we wake up and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I slept and I was like, I feel good. I don't have jet lag. I was really proud of myself. You can avoid jet lag by just like traveling a shit ton and being in a plane and not knowing what the fuck day it is and what time it is. Like, I avoided it. So we got we're hanging out and it's so cool. You go in and it's to the right. There's this huge walk-in closet and then next to it is the bathroom, but it had a glass door that you kind of see through. And Drew was really weird about the bathroom. Like, in 15 years, like, I have to pretend I don't know what's going on. I can't even talk. Like, it's not happening. So he was freaking out. I go, I'm not going to look. I have no desire to see you shit. I respect that's how you feel. And then the shower was next to it. There were 2 sinks, this huge tub, and then the bed it was all glass. And you're just looking out at paradise. We have our own private little pool. There's a little seating area. There's a hammock. We have steps down to the ocean. Like I said, first class all the way. And the next day we woke up and we went to breakfast and Dr. Shaniqua I'm horrible. I'm sorry. I'm probably not saying your name right, but she does sound meditations and everybody knows I love a good sound meditation. So we signed up for that. And she's like, yeah, I'll have you come today. So we're like, oh, awesome. And also it was the cheapest thing you could do in the spa. Like, the spa was expensive. So we're like, cool. We just kind of kicked around and we hung out, by the pool and had breakfast and everything is homemade there. And it was just amazing. We went and had the sound bath. And then at dinner that next night, there's this older couple that are on speakerphone. Like I said, there's a theme. This older boomer fucking couple on speakerphone loudly, like maybe 5 couples in the restaurant, and they're talking loudly. And I was like, what is going on? I even started like filming them. And this ended up, first off, Anna was their person too. So you all have a gem. That's what it's called. And that's like kind of your butler. And so Anna was ours. Anna also happened to have them. So we ended up being stuck having dinner at the same restaurant at the same time. These motherfuckers talked on speakerphone every meal. Every meal I had to hear about fucking Doug in Kentucky or whoever the fuck they were talking to. And we are at a 5-star resort. We were in paradise. I understand you're a boomer and you hate your spouse, but I enjoy my spouse and don't want to hear your phone conversation. And they were oblivious. Like I said, I'm filming. I'm making it very obvious. They could have given a shit. She was this bleach blonde fucking Southern looking belle, and he looked like he voted for Trump, which we'll talk about later. They were just the bane of my existence. I just don't understand how you can be that oblivious, how you can be that fucking rude, bad. So the next day, Drew was so excited. There's a Hard Rock Cafe in the Maldives, and we were 90s kids. I had a Hard Rock Cafe collection. My dad traveled. Anywhere he went, I got a shirt. We loved it. I wish I kept them. But he's like, there's a Hard Rock Cafe in the Maldives. So I was like, well, we better fucking go. And we went, and it was great. We were the only two people there, really. And we had great food, and we took, pictures by everything. And, they were really great. And we got our shirts. And we were super excited. And then we posted it, and everyone's like, will you go buy us stuff at Hard Rock Cafe? And I was like, yeah, you may never get here. That's not meant to be rude, but hey, spread the wealth. Yeah. So we got our friend Amy a little shot glass, and my neighbor Brett collects shirts. So we got him a shirt next time. But it was so fun. And then later that day, we were supposed to have a dolphin cruise. And guess who was on the dolphin cruise? The speakerphone people. Yes. And it was a 2-story boat, and they went up top. And I was like, we're not going up top. I don't want to be around these motherfuckers. So we stayed on the lower level. Then there's this fucking younger couple that went on the front of the boat to make it look like they were on a yacht, and then had the people take pictures like they were alone. They were in their 20s. Nobody thinks you're on a yacht. I didn't think you were on a yacht. It was really kind of embarrassing. I'm judgy. I am judgy. I just am. And I'm not going to apologize for it, but she was clearly trying that quiet luxury look, and it looked cheap as hell. No shade. Honey, you were not luxury. You're not quiet luxury. Mommy and daddy paid for you to go on this. I don't know. You also seem like you hate your spouse. They were on their phones the whole time. So we're on the dolphin cruise, and I'm like, I want to see a dolphin. So we go out there, and there's nothing. And the guy's like, do you need my glasses to see them? I'm like, no, I need you to get me a fucking dolphin. And all I could think of is that scientist lady that had sex with a dolphin and had a relationship. So I was like, oh, am I going to meet a dolphin that loves me? And then he was standing at the front, and I was like, oh, can I Jack and Rose this thing with a dolphin? And then finally they started coming up, and we saw them, and I'm trying to film, and they're playing music for them, and they clap, and I'm like, do they even like this? He's like, oh, they love it. And so we saw dolphin. It was really cool, but it was all of us, but that's the same thing. At first I was like, are we going to where the dolphins are? And Drew's like, Sarah, the whole thing is you're supposed to see dolphins. I was like, are you fucking serious? But I think he was wrong, because they did 4 boats went to the same area, and we saw all these dolphins, and it was really cool. But also, okay, I have never been in a situation like this where no one was trying to be my friend. I meet people everywhere I go, pick somebody up the bathroom, all that stuff. No one wanted anything to do with me. These older women were giving me dirty looks because I'm sure their husbands were checking me out. I talk for a living. I talk all the time. I worked retail. I talked all the time. And with this trip, I was just I don't have it in me to be that friendly. Or you know what I mean? I had a small talk, all that bullshit. I just didn't have time for it. It was not where my mind was. So maybe I was very unapproachable as well. But I really hope that they thought I was an influencer from LA. That would really just fucking tickle me, that they're like, oh, this fucking bitch from LA. I'm like, I'm not, but thank you. So we had dinner that night, and the fucking speakerphone people. And this was the nice restaurant. There was the Citronella Club, where we ate breakfast and dinner. And then there's Hadaba, which is an Arabic restaurant. That was a nice one. So that night after the dolphin cruise, we went there, and they were on speakerphone again. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. We're in the nice restaurant, and you're doing this again? And there was a girl sitting next to us. So I started filming the couple, and I accidentally started to film the girl. And she goes, oh, and I stopped. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I told her the situation, they're always on speakerphone. I can't fucking stand them. I'm trying to document this. And they laughed, and it was fine. But I was like, oh my God, I'm not trying to film you guys. I'm trying to film those guys. So And it's so funny because we've gotten the restaurant, and like there was the guy that was going to seat us, and I saw them and I go, they talk on speakerphone every restaurant. That cannot happen here. I go, I'm just warning you. So then they started doing it. So I call him over. I'm like, get over here. Get over here. I go, I fucking told you. I told you they were going to talk on speakerphone. Go do something. And like, they just kind of wouldn't. Like, even if you were walking in front of the buggy, as they called it was a golf cart, like they wouldn't honk and be like, get the fuck out of my way. Like, they just waited. And I wanted to be like, say something. Like, this oblivious bitch is just on her bike. Like, take her out or something. I need to go get my massage. So the next day, so we had dolphin cruise, hard rock. So a dolphin cruise was included in this package for $5,000. So was a couples massage. So we go to the couples massage and we're next to each other, and they had like these crystals I was looking at, and I had this little lady, and Drew had someone, and before he gets a lot of massages, he's like, I go naked, and I normally wear underwear. So I was like, fuck it. I'm in the Maldives. Let's go naked. Why not? So I do. And then like, your ass was just out. Like, she was pulling it, like ass was out, like one leg, like butt out, then the other one. Then it was just out, like butt out the whole time. And I was just relaxed and like enjoying it. Like, she did a really good job. And they finish and we're sitting there and he's like, was your butt out? I go, yeah, they really massaged. He goes, I was freaking out the whole time. He goes, they just pulled the sheet. Just my cheek was out. They just there, and all I could think of is, are they doing this to Sarah? Sarah's going to be so mad if she looks over here. And I was like, I didn't care if she was. Then they pulled it down on you could almost see my balls. My balls were fine. But so I loved it. So Drew learned he loves a good ass massage on this vacation. And then we told our friends Taddy and Will, and apparently Will was violated by a masseuse as well. So the new plan is whenever we travel with them, Will and Drew have to get couples massages together and just see what happens. So after our massage, they had like a sunset drink. And I will say everything else was perfect. This was kind of like, get it together. There's one bartender and everybody wants stuff. And we don't drink, but I got a Coke and Drew wanted to try the non-alcoholic stuff. And they're like, oh, don't you want to go to the happy hour? You can go talk to everybody that works here. It's over at the Citronella Club. And I was like, no, I don't want that. Like I said, I'm not in the mood to socialize necessarily. Like, I was nice to Anna, anybody that worked there, like super friendly talking to them. But I was not there to make friends with these alcoholic boomers and these fucking posers. There were none of my people there. Not a big deal, but none of my people. So then we finished our drink and I was like, well, we have a while before dinner. Let's go. So we went and it was really cool. Like, we talked to people and it was just a beautiful view. And like I said, little poser couple were on their phone. And of course, all the alcoholic boomers. Like, it is like leading a horse to water. Like, alcohol with these people, they love it. Those boomers on speakerphone were drinking every time I saw them. Every time. So speakerphone and booze, like that was their trip. So we had this little happy hour, and then we were going to go to the Citronella Club for dinner. And we decided to sit outside, and it was kind of fun. Like, I was like, I'm going to order this time, but they did a buffet, and it was cool because they had like a make your own pasta. Like, it was just different. So I had like Italian night in the Maldives. So I had a little Caesar salad, this and that. And I noticed speakerphone couple are inside. So I'm like, at least I don't have to fucking see them. Thank God for that. Or I don't have to hear them. Thank God for that. But I noticed poor Anna's there and she's stuck there talking. And I was raised to be very aware of everyone's emotions and feel responsible for them. So I can read a room really fast. Like, it's a gift, and I can tell. And I was like, they're bitching her out. They are complaining about something to poor Anna, who's the sweetest, kindest woman you've ever met. Like, just adorable, loved her. So she came outside because, she'd go around talking. I'm like, I go, what was that? I could tell. She goes, you could tell? I'm like, yeah. She's like, they were complaining about something. Like, like they were just like this. And then she like sat down and was talking with me. And I was like, she's like, how do you make friends at this age? I was like, well, this is what you do. And like, I was listening to her story. She's like, you're really good at this. I'm like, I have a podcast. Yes. So hopefully you're listening, Anna. And I give really good advice. I've had a lot of therapy. But I was just like, you don't be fucking mean to my Anna. Like, the mama bear is going to come out, and you are already so much on my shit list, Trumper, you don't even know. I was ready to fucking fight. But the next day was our anniversary, 15 years. Woo! We made it. It was the first rainy day in the Maldives. So I was really so we had started watching the last season of You while we were there. We were watching Yellowstone at home. Paramount Plus wasn't working. Netflix was working. So we watched the last season of You, which was amazing. Loved it. Cannot recommend it enough. So we were like, we're just going to get room service and like sit in our room and watch You. And I love days like that. Like I love the beach. I love the water and stuff, but just that was really nice. Like I took a nap. It quit raining by the time like it was time we had a photo shoot, which I was wearing this outfit. And it was really cool because you got like a free print and then you could buy the rest for $10. And this guy was really good. Like you'll see I've posted, like it was like a real photo shoot. And it was nice because it was our anniversary. So we had our wedding pictures, but it was nice to have these ones and be really special. So we got our little photo shoot and then we're like, well, let's go have our sunset drink and wait for Hadaba because we were at the nice restaurant again. And we're sitting there and I noticed the fucking speakerphone people are like outside, like milling around and he's talking to Anna and he's filling stuff out. And I was like, oh shit, they're leaving. They're leaving. Best anniversary present ever. So I'm like filming this and I'm like looking at him and I go, I bet you anything he voted for Trump. I said, I would bet money. He just looks like this Southern prick that voted for Trump. So and then they're taking a picture with Anna and this fucking cunt lady is like rubbing Anna. It's so fucking patronizing. She's like rubbing Anna's back like, oh, we're all this together. Like you bitch the whole time. Now you're going to be like, let me rub your back. Like go. I was like, fucking go. Best dinner because I knew no one was going to talk on speakerphone. There was a kid that broke a glass. Loved it. Fuck yeah, kid. Have fun. The speakerphone is outrageous. And I'm a very picky eater. And I was like, I'm just going to go balls out. And I got like this appetizer. It was basically like a taquito, like it was spinach in it. It was really good. And then I got this chicken and just everything was amazing. And that's what we told them. Like, thank you. Great, great anniversary. We loved it. And then we were like, well, the night's still young. We kept going back to the room, but we're like, the night's young. Let's go walk around the resort a little bit. So we went and walked and we went like over this bridge and there were all these fish that you could see. Like I hadn't like in the water, like it was so cool. And we walked to the other, like it's a very small island. So we walked all the way around it. Like it's man-made. It's very small. And then we knew like the next day we were going to have to check out, but our flight wasn't until the nighttime again. So thank God for the resort. Well, first off, she messages us. We were supposed to take the boat at 6:00 to go to the airport, but she's like, there's supposed to be a storm. Can you go at 4? I'm like, well, if there's a storm, yes. Well, I don't want to be stuck in this. So, but we were going to have to check out at like 11. So we didn't know what we were going to do. So we paid money to keep the room until 4. And that was really nice because then it was almost like we had an extra day because like we got up and it wasn't raining. So anything we had wanted to do, like we were going to go snorkeling and stuff the day it was raining and they canceled it. They canceled it. And then we're like, we're waiting on you. We'll still do it if you want to. We're like, you canceled. No, it's $175 a piece. Like, no, I don't need to do this in zero visibility. And we saw that you could just get snorkels for free from the little water sports area. And there was a little paddle boat that I really liked. So I was like, I want to do that. So we got on there and my ass got like 10 feet out paddling. And I was like, I'm done. I do not have the strength. So we just kind of like went around and then went back. They're like, that was fast. I'm like, yep. Let's on to the snorkeling. So they give me these flippers and then my stuff. And we walk over to the part that they're like, oh, this is the greatest beach. Go snorkel over there. So I get that on. That's fine. I cannot walk with these things. I cannot walk with the flippers. I got almost to the water and I was like, fuck this. And I took them off. I went and put my water shoes on. Always bring water shoes, people, to these things. That was a lifesaver because you're on rocks and stuff. Water shoes. Thank you, Yvonne. My good friend Yvonne had me buy water shoes for paddleboarding. So thank you. I had water shoes. But so I got my things on and I was like, all right, I'm also not that great of a swimmer because my experience learning swimming was my dad took me to a pool on a vacation, taught me for 10 minutes, got mad at me, and then I had to figure it out on my own. That was the Carrie Peterson way of parenting. Let me try, get mad at you, and then figure it out on your own. So thanks, Dad, for that one. So then we're snorkeling. So I'm like, get it on and like paddling around and like there's rocks and stuff and fish. And And I was like, okay. But then the water started to freak me out. Like I hate space and water freaks me out. And then like the rocks were alive. Like I couldn't tell what was alive, what wasn't down there. Like I was stepping on stuff. Then I saw a rock that like opened up and it had like purple moving. It looked like a mouth. And I was like, I'm done. I'm done. And then Drew's like, no, come over here. There's a big fish. There was a big fish. And that freaked me the fuck out too. And I was like, I'm out. And then I just started spiraling and I was like, oh my God, you know those videos that you watch where it's like a big head comes at you in the water? And then I was like, I'm done. I'm like running out of the water. I'm like, I never want to snorkel again. I'm glad we didn't spend $175 on this because I'm traumatized. So we go back and the guys are laughing at me. I'm like, all I could think was a big head and everything was alive down there. And they're laughing. I'm sure they're like, oh, this white bitch. So then we went and hung out at the casita by the pool and we were able to go back and wash up and pack and we're waiting and Anna's checking us out. And I'm like, so what was the deal? And I guess speakerphone people were upset that they didn't pay for full board. So half board was you got 2 meals, 4 drinks a day. I don't know. That's what we had. We don't drink, so it wasn't an issue. Or you could pay for full board as an extra $100 a day, everything. They apparently wanted the mini bar to be free. They also thought that the mini bar should be customized to each person. And I said, Anna, do they not realize we're on a fucking island getting shipments from another fucking island? Kind of slim pickings here, but okay, you want your Heineken. I get it, sir. Or what's Coors? What's a racist beer company? I'm sure. I don't know. They were drinking all the time. They were like pissed trying to get a drink before they could get on the boat to go. They're like, hurry up to get a drink before they left. I'm like, you really fucking want to drink that bad? Okay. And then apparently they like complained about Anna and weren't happy. And then they got someone else and then they wanted her back. And I was like, I know they voted for Trump. She goes, oh, they had a red hat. I go, what? Oh yeah, no, he had a red hat he would wear in his room or whatever around. I never saw it. And I was like, motherfucker, I love when I'm right. I love when I'm right about people because that just shows like all my trauma was worth it because I can read people. So hell yeah. So I was like, these motherfuckers they complained to the owner about Anna and the like manager came over and he was so lovely and we loved everything. We're like, we loved Anna. We had a great time. Like there was nothing really, like I couldn't really tell them anything that they needed to work on. Like I loved that they had bikes for us to ride around on, like amazing. And these fucking miserable boomers felt the need to complain about poor Anna, the sweetest girl in the world who's just saving up money to take her mom to Dubai on a trip. Like, fuck yourself. And you know their tip was shitty too. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to go after those people. And I didn't know their names or anything, you know, and I went over to the owner or manager. I'm sorry, I keep saying owner. And I said, Anna's amazing. So whatever anybody else said, I go, you know what you can work on? Get people off speakerphone. Those fucking assholes wrecked every meal here for me with their speakerphone. That's what you can work on. And he goes, basically he said like, no, we know they're assholes. Like we didn't, he was very polite. He was very diplomatic, but the gist was basically, yes, I know they're assholes and Anna's great. So, and it's funny at the end, I guess she said to Drew, you're an author, will you leave a TripAdvisor review? I heard, you're older. Will you leave a TripAdvisor review? And I was like, I would love to, Anna. I love leaving reviews. So I left a little TripAdvisor review for her 5 stars because she was worth it. And I put her name in there and they loved it. And so we went and waited at the airport. This was amazing. So they just took care of you. Like they got us on the boat and they're all like taking pictures and waving. There was this lady, Maria, who I think I heard was from Moldova, which I wish I asked because I'm very interested in Moldova because of 90 Day Fiancé, Andre. But just like so happy and like I was happy, like love you, Maria. You were a doll. So they were on a little boat with people. And it's funny because this other couple heard me talking shit about the speakerphone people loudly and were like laughing and kind of looking at it themselves. So that also amped me up because I'm like, all right, we're all on the same page here. It's not like you were buddies with MAGA over there. It's you get it too. And they get your luggage, they put it on a thing, and you have to go through like this first little security when you get there, and they come with you, the concierges, they take you right to the airline. And he goes, economy? And we go, first class. He goes, whoa, like it took, I was like, yeah, that's right, motherfucker. And he waited with us and was like, did you have a good time? I'm like, we had the best time. I had an asshole moment. I'm like, I have a podcast. You should listen. And I gave him a sticker. So I'm an asshole, a very self-aware asshole, but an asshole nonetheless. So we had to go wait in the lounge, and the lounge was fine, but it was kind of dirty. And honestly, we were just like, I'm done. So I was like, I really want to find those people. And then I'm sitting there on my phone, and Drew goes, found them. What? Yeah, I went on the So Maldives. There's a Facebook group, and I looked and I saw her picture, and she said that she was there for their 40th wedding anniversary. I was like, first off, they were there for an anniversary and did not like talk or like it, I don't know how you made it 40 years. Honestly, you did not look like a pillar of love. But their names were Bill and Marisa Gregory. That's right. Anna did not tell us their names. She was very good and she kept that quiet. But Drew found it for me. And that's part of the reason I love him so much is because he's like quiet and he's just like, boop, boop, boop. I found this person's house. He gets the information for me. Because secretly he loves the shit too, but he doesn't want to be a part of the shit. And I love it. So he just finds out this information. So I followed her on Instagram. She didn't follow me back, Marissa. And they are MAGA. And they're from Kentucky. So once again, totally validated that I can read people and I knew exactly who they were. And they didn't like me. Believe me, this bitch didn't like me either because I'm sure her husband wanted to fuck me. Like, he's not fucking you. He's on speakerphone with Dale every chance he gets. So then I'm like, I just want to go. So we get on the first class and we're like, oh. And there's this like super cool like French couple and she had like these big glasses. And like, I have style. I am fun. Like, I know my style. But then I see other people have this other style and I'm just like, I will never be that effortlessly cool. Like, just never. Like, just too cool for school. Like, it's just, I'm not that person. But I'm like sitting there and I'm like, oh, I just want to. And also, I normally have this very strict policy about when I'm flying. Like, I'm wearing sneakers, pants. Like, I am ready to go time. This thing's crashing, apparently. I think I'm going to need to run for it. But it was so hot that I just wore a little set and I had sandals on. I was like, well, I'll change on the plane. So I'm sitting up there and everyone has to go by you. And this kid like comes and he's kind of like hanging out in the pod next to me. And he's like, Dad, which one's our seat? And he's like, keep moving. Keep moving. And I was just cracking up because he's like, not here, not here. Like, we were like, we're going to stay up. We're going to try to avoid jet lag. I fucking fell right asleep. Drew fell asleep. And what pissed me off is I said, we're like, we'll take dinner in an hour. And she goes, do you want me to wake you up? I said, yes, please wake me up. She did not wake me up. So I woke up. Then Drew woke up and we're like, there's not much time. So we got like the appetizer and it was taking like, they took forever. And I was like, we only have like an hour and a half. Like, I was like, I'm tired and want to sleep. And he did too. So we're like, we don't want any more of the food. Just fuck it. We're good. And then we landed in Doha and we had to actually go through, like, you have to go through like 3 different, so we get there and you have to go through this transfer. So they take you through and they search your bag. And he like found the candy again. I'm like, yes, I know. I'm sorry. Looks like, a BOBM or BOMB. Sorry, guys. And then he like, but mine was really quick. And he's like, here's your bag. And then Drew's like, for giving me so much shit, he was like going through. He's like, what is this? What is this? I was like, oh. And Drew had, like I said, he talked up this lounge. And we got dicked out of it the first time because our flight was late and we almost missed our connecting flight. So we had a little bit of time this time. And I guess there's showers there. He's like, we'll get in the first class lounge. They're like, no, we need your ticket next. So they wouldn't let us. So we go up to this lounge. And it was shitty. Doha lounge. It was shitty. It was like awful. There were a bunch of people there. Like, there's food in this one section. There's showers. And Drew's like, I'm going to go take a shower because he wanted to take a shit in private. And I was like, we need a spot. So I put my stuff and I was like, you know what? I need to go wash my face because that's all I wanted to do was wash my face to be ready for bed when I got on the plane because I didn't want to wash my face on the plane. So I go up and okay, to be fair, I Americaned it. I just started to go in the shower. He's like, ma'am. I'm like, what? And he's like, you need to wait. So he like helped all the men because he was a sexist fucking Middle Eastern pig. Just saying he did not like women and he happened to be from the Middle East. I'm just stating facts. And then he's like, all right. And he gets my stuff and he's like, there's 8 people ahead of you. You're on the wait list. So I'm like, I'll just go fuck myself. Thanks, asshole. Go have fun helping the men some more. asshole. So I started making videos and I was like, fuck this place, fuck this. Then I was like, fine, I'll go get some food because Drew's still taking a shit. No one to be found, nowhere around, nothing. This first class lounge, Doha. It looks like the airport looks like a goddamn mall in Vegas. Like Fendi, like all. Also, who the fuck is flying and is like, I really need a Prada bag. Let me go like, I'm not understanding this. And I guess Drew explained it that there are people that don't have these stores. We have them everywhere. But how about less malls and more like food and more convenience? That would be really nice. I know you're trying to sell your shit, but I would like to be convenienced. So couldn't get any food or drink there. So I went in the bathroom and washed my face like a chooch with this other lady washing her face. I'm brushing my teeth. And we're going to the plane. Like I filled my water bottle because I'm like, cool, we're through security, we're done. Oh no. Every gate had security. So I literally had, like, we went through 3 times at Doha, no joke. I'm like, I have been here the whole time. Where am I getting these things? Like, you've checked my shit. Do you think someone's coming up here and being like, here, Sarah, take this? Like, I go, I have water in my water bottle. And he goes, is it like a permanent one? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, you can dump it out over there. First off, I'm so thirsty because I'm rushing through the stupid Doha airport. So I dump out my water. Then I'm like having to get my shit. And I was just like, I am done. Like, I was like, I just want to go fucking home. Like, you got to be So I'm just bitching. Poor Drew. It's what he's used to. Fuck this plane. Fuck that guy. Wouldn't let me take a shower. That fucking sexist pig. And he's like, all right, let's just get on the plane. Then we get on the plane. And it was the worst. Like, I had the worst flight attendant. Like, I was tired. I was like, I'm going to go to bed. So when I got on, I was like, I'm going to change into my pajamas. I'm going to put in my food order. Like, I'm going to eat. And then, so she kept coming by. I'm like, can I put in my food order? No, not right now. No. So she kept saying it. So finally they came over to take Drew's. I go, will you take mine? She keeps telling me no. Then she like wouldn't come around. I slept. I wanted my dinner. Well, I got my breakfast. I paged her for my breakfast and that was fine. And I'm watching movies. Like, it was just, she wasn't coming around. I never got my pajamas on that flight, which was fine. They were the shitty ones. I had the first class ones. I put those on. She didn't come make my bed. Somebody else came make my bed. Like I said, like there are not that many people up there. Like I don't know what the fuck she was doing, but she was not doing her job. So she wasn't coming around. And then it was like an hour before we were landing. So I'm like, I guess we're not getting dinner. And then it was hilarious because I was like, fuck this bitch. And then I hear the guy behind me complain about the same thing. He's like, you didn't come around. She goes, you're supposed to page me. He goes, ma'am, I have flown this many times. I have never once had to page for my dinner. So I was like, yeah, that's right. And then when she came around to me, then I was just like, I had no time for her. I just was like, I was rude and I didn't care. I wanted to be rude. I was just like, she talked to me and I just wouldn't look at her. I didn't care. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. I loved watching TV on the plane because, like I said, I don't get to. So I watched on the first class on the way to the Maldives, I watched this thing about like the Idaho murders. Like, oh, that. And then I found like it was Kill or Be Killed. I guess it's on Oxygen. So it was about like self-defense. It wasn't self-defense. So I was just like living the dream. I'm eating snacks and drinking Coke because I don't drink Coke on the regular anymore. So I'm like, I get to treat myself. And I was just ready to go home. You know, and we landed and then we're in Dallas and he's like, I don't think we're going to be able to drop off our bags this early because they're very strict. And I was like, I am not waiting in this asshole of an airport. So we went and were able to drop off our bags. And I was like, great. I don't mind waiting in the airport if I can get a drink, if I'm done through security. Like, I am fine, but I just need to have a spot. So we had a spot and they have a Capital One lounge there, which we stopped on the way there. Loved it. Like, I cleaned, took a little picture of Capital One lounge, like, was good. So this time we got a seat. Luckily, like, I was like, just take a seat. And then we were using the bathroom and this foreign guy comes next to us and he starts speaking on speakerphone again. I was like, you want to be fucking kidding me? Every junction of this trip has had an asshole on speakerphone. So I started filming. I was like recording his ass, went and washed my face. And I was like, I just want to get on this fucking plane and go home. And luckily we did. We got on the plane, no delays. Like I had Subway, he had Whataburger, like, and he was like falling asleep. I was falling asleep. And I was like, we just gotta get home. So we got home, got our bags, got all that stuff, and we call a Lyft. And we've had this epidemic of Lyfts where they drive so slow. They all have something in common. I think they're scared of getting deported in Trump's America. So respect. Okay. But here's the deal. I am tired. I've been away from my kids for 10 days. I want to go home and go to sleep. So can you hurry the fuck up? And he had no music on. So I'm just sighing as loud. I'm trying to make my displeasure very known. So I'm like, seriously? Oh my God. Like that. Then I started filming all the cars passing us on the highway. I got up to 40 cars passed us on the highway, which if you know anything about me, anyone passing me on the highway fucking gets to me, let alone 40. So I was like, just fucking let's go. And we got home and we saw the kids and we had to get back into real life, which you will hear about on another episode, because guess who got a call in the Maldives that my father was in the hospital. So no contact anymore for the time being. So at the end of the day, the Maldives was amazing. I loved it. It was so beautiful. I cannot recommend it enough. It should be on everyone's bucket list. We don't know how long they're going to be here. So like, go to it. So Maldives, Anna, Maria, all of you wonderful. Thank you guys so much for the best anniversary ever. I love you. And remember, make today your bitch.